Wealth creation is within reach. Yes, you got it right. My name is Esther Sande. I'm your financial coach, and today is interesting because today we're going to talk about mortgages. Mortgages, because everybody in North America is thinking about mortgages, but I have little knowledge to share with you guys about mortgage. First of all, when you talk about mortgages, what does the word mortgage means? Just think about mortgage. Mortgage means a death grip, right? So when we get ourselves a mortgage, we are actually, having that grip that we are going to be tied for the next 25, 30 years. But, there's something that happens with the mortgages that every single month they have a payment that you have to make. And within that payment, there's two portions. You have the interest and you have the principal. Now, as you pay off your mortgage, you realize that the principal portion starts becoming bigger and the interest reduces. And that's where you hear the banks calling you, asking you to refinance your house or wherever. There's nothing wrong with refinancing your house if you understand what you need to do with that cash flow, because what will happen is you'll take out the money from the house and then the interest will recalculate on full amortization. So it's always important to understand that. But in today's video, I'm going to teach you what I have learned over the years of practice about how you can use your mortgage to create wealth. I'm going to teach you in this video how you can actually pay an interest-only mortgage. When I talk about interest-only mortgage, I have workshops that I run. We are collaborating with Manulife Bank to talk about that. But I'm going to teach you a little bit of what I have learned over the years. Now, if you qualify, remember, I'm saying if you qualify, because this is not an everybody strategy. The banks or financial institutions have to make sure that you qualify before you can use this product. So if you qualify to pay an interest-only mortgage, let's say you have amortization for 25 years, and your mortgage is like $1,000 every single month. And within that, you have like $600 as to go to the principal and $400 to go to the interest. I'm just giving an example. So if you decide to pay only the interest and keep the principal to go to professional money managers who can invest it for you for 6 to 8% rate of return, then you can still create wealth from that investment and therefore have enough money to pay off the mortgage. Now, in this example, if you are saving around $600 every single month for the next 10, 20, 25 years, at 6 to 10%, you'll have almost 465 to around 800,000. Now, if your mortgage was around 300,000 or 200,000, what will prevent you from now taking that 200,000 off the 460,000, for example, 6%? You pay to the bank, and now you created wealth from the same mortgage payment person one is doing, but they don't have knowledge on how they can just do interest-only mortgage. So it's the same thing, mortgage, same payment, but different strategies. If you know anybody who has a mortgage and would like to benefit from these strategies, I have a team of experts who can help them structure their mortgage in a way that they can use it to create wealth, so that they don't have to put the entire principal and interest into the house. They can use the principal to invest. Again, investing in the right vehicles, investing with the right advisor, investing in a tax invisible asset is very, very important. And then also, I will speak a little bit to those people who are in real estate investment. Now, some people think about the hassles of having rental property, this broke down, this happened. And you have invested in a rental property where, your mortgage is around $2,000 a month. If you decide, I don't want to do the $2,000 into a mortgage every single month, even though you are cashing out, you're netting out profit of 200, for example, a month, maybe your mortgage is 1,800, you don't want to do that because you don't want someone to call you this broke, this happened, you know, you have sleepless night. How about I show you how you can use the same amount of money to create wealth using a whole life? You can still cut that investment into half, create wealth using the same investment, and now you have access to the cash flow tax-free, and you created generational wealth as well. So if you think about anybody who has a mortgage and they want to utilize the strategy I spoke about, let me know. Me and my team will reach out to help them. If you know someone who is in the rental property business and they're sick and tired of, you know, fixing things and they still want to create some passive income, let them know that there's different ways of doing it. Again, I speak about wealth creation and there's no one way to get it done. You diversify your portfolio and make sure that everything you do is tax invisible, is tax efficient, and it beats inflation and reduces taxation. I hope that made sense, and we'll talk about this in detail when we have one-on-one session with you.